Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cinema Snacks, the show where we talk about what to eat at the movies. I'm your host, Caramel Thunder, and today we have a little bit of a different episode going on for you. As many people are aware, the coronavirus has hit North America, has hit America. It's causing panic everywhere you can go, and this is kind of a little special episode for the folks who don't really feel like going out to the movies, don't want to risk getting sick, who want to play it a little more safe, and don't want to risk getting the coronavirus, which I completely understand. So what we got here is we have a little thing that anyone can put together as long as you have access to a grocery store, something you can snack on at home to make your evening feel like a night going out to the movies. Because that is something that can sometimes take away from the panic and fear and craziness of the world. And I believe that the cinema experience is a place where we can all escape from that sometimes. And it's hard to escape that and go to the cinema and experience that, that feeling if we can't even go to the theater because we're worried about the coronavirus or something like that. So, not to worry. As long as you got a TV or a laptop or even a phone at home, you can do this. You can be like me in your own place of residence, free from any germs except those that you make yourself. So, what you want to do is you want to get a good popcorn bowl. As previously stated, popcorn is an essential part of the North American movie-going experience. So get a good big bowl to make you feel like you're sitting at the theater with a big bowl of popcorn. I have a Dark Phoenix tin can. I've taken the liberties with pre-popping some corn right here. So I'm just going to dump that out. I'm using the Orville Redenbacher movie theater butter flavor. It's a pretty good flavor. I find that, in terms of getting as close to movie theater quality as you can, this gets pretty darn close. Even if it's not 100% correct, it gets still pretty close. Yep. Just popped it a few minutes ago. Taking a few bites. Yeah, that tastes pretty good. You know what? You could even melt some butter down, get some salt, pour that in here. That would probably taste pretty close to movie theater candy. So we got our popcorn. Next up, beverage. As you probably reckon, I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola. You can take any soda of your choice, but I've chosen the orange vanilla zero Coke sugar. And I've also got a nice cup. I have a Justice League cup. I filled it with ice to make it feel like I'm at the theater. I've heard that ice in beverages is more of an American thing. We put ice in everything. I personally think this is due to capitalism because the businesses don't want to give you as much drink, so they fill it up with ice. But it's whatever you prefer. If you want ice, put ice in there. If you don't want ice, don't put ice in there. Ooh, I spilled a little. So, got my lid closed tight. Stir it around a little bit. Soda's been chilling for a few hours. Now it's in there with the ice. It's going to get even colder. Again, ice is not essential, but it's what a lot of Americans have in their drinks here. That's certainly what I've grown accustomed to. For candy, I have some Charleston Chews. Now, Charleston Chews, these are marshmallow type candy. I got a little bowl with chocolate coating around it. They're about $1 if you go to Winco. I don't know if you can see it, but they're kind of almost look like little brown Twinkies. You bite into them. Hard chocolate shell, marshmallow inside. Tastes pretty good. Now, excuse me. Moving forward, we got Sour Patch Kids. This is slightly a repeat of last week's episode because, as you see, I've chosen a candy that is chocolatey and sweet and kind of rich in the chocolate area. And I'm choosing something sweet, more like fruity kind of sweet, with a little bit sour. And it's those two opposites when they collide in your mouth, when you get that nice different types of candy flavors going on. I think it makes for a really good snacking experience when you're watching a movie, going to the movies, or sitting home and watching a movie. Also got Red Vines. I'll go ahead and open these up. I got a small pack, about $1 I think this was. Same thing with the Sour Patch Kids. I think they were about $1. And also, just in case I feel extra hungry, I have a Little Debbie's Swiss roll, which are absolutely delicious. I don't know if I'll get there, but we'll see how it goes. So, tonight, what I got on the television, I got my Shudder account pulled up, and we're going to be watching some Night of the Living Dead, or I'm going to be watching some Night of the Living Dead. And I'll just take you through this snacking experience, the same experience that you can share at home. I've got the volume turned down, but I can hear it. So let's dig in. Well, the movie's over. The snacks are all gone. And let's get into how this snacking session went. So, the choice of popcorn, Charleston Chews, Sour Patch Kids, Coca-Cola, and the Swiss rolls worked really nicely together. As opposed to last week, where last week we discovered that there was a lot of snacks. Everything that we were eating really worked well with each other to kind of make for an overall rounded snacking experience. The flavors and textures of everything complemented each other. This week is a little bit different. There's a clash between the salty and butteriness of the popcorn and the salty and fruitiness of Sour Patch Kids. There's also a clash between the marshmallow and chocolate and the popcorn even. There's a clash between the Swiss roll, which seems completely out of place. I don't know why I ate it, but it was there and I did, and it didn't seem to fit well with the movie. It was just there. But you know what? Snacks like this actually make for a different kind of snacking experience. Usually when you're watching a movie in the theaters, or when I watch a movie in the theaters at least, I am usually trying to go for that universal, everything fits together snacking experience. This week, however, watching it here, just sitting at home watching a movie, kind of having a little bit more kind of relaxed kind of movie watching experience. Because of the clash of all the flavors, I didn't find myself rushing to eat through everything like I normally do. Normally, I'm everything is working and gelling so well together. The popcorn tastes good with this tastes good with that. So I'm eating it, try to balance out the taste in my mouth and the flavors in my mouth. This time though, because of the clash of all the flavors, I found myself eating one thing at a time and kind of not rushing through the snacks, but just kind of enjoying each individual flavor. So I think the best way to go forward with this kind of snack review would be to talk about each individual thing. We'll start with this, because there's still some left. The Orange Vanilla Coke Zero. As you can probably guess, I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola. I love their different flavors that they have. The Orange Vanilla Coke, I think, tastes delicious. I'm not personally an orange soda person. I'm not big on oranges or even vanilla. That much. However, that orange vanilla soda tastes delicious. If you're a fan of root beer floats or Coke floats or Pepsi floats or whatever kind of floats you want, it really does remind me of the taste of a milkshake or ice cream is what I'd best compare it to. It's a good and with the ice cubes in this cup, it made me feel like I was at the theater sucking on a milkshake. It tasted pretty good. Charleston Chews, it was a little harder than usual. My apartment's kind of colder with the weather that we're having, and so the chocolate was a little bit harder and the marshmallow was a little bit tougher. Didn't take away from the taste, but the texture was different than Charleston Chews probably should be eaten. So I'd recommend storing those at a nice room temperature place. My apartment is below room temperature, a little bit colder, as I said. So I would recommend storing, if you're going to eat Charleston chews, put them in a nice warm kind of room temperature place where they're not going to get all hard, because I think when they're a little bit softer and chewier, it makes for a better snacking experience. What's next? Yes, the Sour Patch Kids. Now the Sour Patch Kids, great, delicious, great snack. Some people also like to go for those sour watermelons. Those are great too. Sour Patch Kids is nice because you get a variety of flavor. It's not the same sour thing each time. They got a little bit of orange, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of green, blue, red, whatever you like. So I like the variety in the sourness of all those candies. So I think, again, as I said, those candies, they don't work well together if you eat them at the same time. But work on the Sour Patch Kids for a little bit, switch to the Charleston Chews, hop between the candies a little bit. Try to hop around, and you're going to find that the candy's going to last through the whole movie rather than probably finishing it halfway through the movie. Popcorn, again, Orville Redenbacher, the movie theater butter flavor. It's delicious. They really, when they say movie theater butter, they mean it. It tastes pretty close to movie theater popcorn. I would say maybe there's a 15% difference. And now it's probably 85% as good as movie theater popcorn. That may sound low to other people, but really in my kind of rankings, I think it's pretty high. It's the highest of any microwave popcorn at home. So again, that tasted delicious. The popcorn worked great. The candy worked great. The soda tastes delicious. The Swiss rolls, Little Debbie, she does me good. She does good things to me, Little Debbie. All of Little Debbie's snack things are delicious. But it is a little bit more heavy. It's more, feels more like eating a candy bar or even a slice of cake. So that might have been, now I'm not saying I regret eating the Swiss roll, but I do think it didn't really work well as a whole in terms of trying to replicate that movie theater snack experience. However, you don't have to worry about that because you're safe at home, you're germ-free, you can do whatever you want. So if a Little Debbie Swiss roll sounds good to you, go for it, eat it. Tastes delicious. Did I think it went well with kind of the typical movie theater snack experience? Not really, but that's not a bad thing. I wouldn't consider a hamburger to be a part of movie theater going experience, but they serve hamburgers at movies from time to time. I've snuck in hamburgers to movies sometimes, and it's delicious. It makes for a good snacking experience. Again, we're not talking about just the movie watching experience. We don't care about that. We are talking about the specifically sitting down in a movie theater, eating snacks, that snack experience. So, again, to wrap things up, I'd say overall it was a really solid snacking experience. It's a bummer that we can't go to the theaters necessarily, or that not everybody feels safe going to the theater with the virus going around. But you know what? As long as you got some candy, as long as you got some popcorn, as long as you got some soda at home, turn off the lights, put your phone away, put on a good movie, and it feels just about as good as going to the movies. Make a special night out of it. That's about all the notes I have for you all tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully in the next week or so, I might get brave enough and try to venture out into a movie theater. I've been wanting to see Swallow, which is out. It looks really good. But who knows? And if I do, I'll certainly try to make a video and talk about my snacking experience then. And until next time, have a good night.